It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
And something that I wanted to talk about that we didn't get to do just because it was so new to me at the time is that Supercharger experience. We've done road trips in this car now, so I've now had a chance to go through and use Superchargers because I have a charging a Tesla charger in my house. So typically you plug in at night and then you don't have to go use a Supercharger. You don't have to go to a gas station. You just plug it in at night and you have a full tank or have as much as you want when you come out to the car. Well, here's what's cool. I didn't know how Tesla was going to do this, but when you go to Superchargers, now you can go, and the cool thing is my wife was kind of shocked by this. When you pull up to a Supercharger, the Supercharger and your car talk to each other. So the Supercharger and the car actually communicate naturally. You notice there's no credit cards, there's no swiping. You just basically pick up the charge port, hit the power, it opens automatically. Plug it in, we're rolling. You know you have a good connection when you see the green starts flashing, that means it's sucking in juice.
Okay.
But what I like is, and I looked at a lot of states around here, the only state that was a little different was California, but Tesla is really smart the way they've done this. They've encouraged, because they're trying to encourage your behavior with the pricing of using Superchargers. Realize this car has like a 75 battery. The performance ones are hundreds. This one's a 75. Tesla's policy is that the car and the Supercharger know how much of your battery has been used. Up to 60, it's 10 cents per minute. That's pretty cool, and it's downloading fast. Once you get over 60 I don't know if I'm saying it right, but kilowatts, because I think we got some comments saying, from our people know better, but it's KW. Once you get over that, it goes up to 20 cents. And it might get a little lower, a little higher in different states because it varies by states and what the price is. I think in California, it was just a straight 26 cents at all times. So not cool to be in California if you're recharging through a Supercharger. And this also only applies to Model 3s, because remember, S's and X's get free unlimited supercharging, but it's one of those things where I thought it was pretty cool that they were trying to encourage, they're thinking about the fact that when you're refueling or adding energy, because I know people are going to pick on us for saying refueling, when you're adding additional energy to the car, they're trying to get you to get up to the 80%, because if you do the math, 60 over 75 is about 80% of the battery, and that's the part that is the most efficient for it to charge without stressing the battery. Right. It's really smart. They've thought through a lot of things. And here's the other cool thing. We went to Memphis from Nashville for a road trip. Had to stop at 2 Superchargers, one on the way out, and then we charged right before we drove all the way back. Each time it was less than $6. This one I have from Jackson, Tennessee was $5.60. So I think we've gotten pretty close to as fast as this Supercharger. We have 6. I mean, this is a pretty full Supercharger right now, meaning that all the bays are being used. But I've been on road trips where I was the only Tesla, like in Jackson, Tennessee, and we had download speeds of over 300 miles an hour. So we're getting around 268. But here's something that's kind of cool. You'll notice we've added 15 miles of range in a short period of time. We were just at 40 cents, now we're at 60 cents. So it's kind of cool to watch this thing. We did the first 10 miles, we were right at 20 cents. So it's really cool to see how cheap and cost effective it is to add energy and juice to the battery. So if you think about it, we did a road trip with the family for less than $12. That's awesome. Really less than $11. That's pretty phenomenal, especially when fuel prices, because of where oil is right now, we're easily over $3 a gallon. So pretty incredible if you haven't had experience with Superchargers. By the way, the system is going to allow you to pull up Superchargers, and you can see how close you are to the different Superchargers. We're parked at the Brentwood one, so we're at 0.0, but it's going to show you where the closest ones are. But when you click on them, it's going to show you, it navigates to the route, but when you're at it, yeah, we're here. Thank you. So, but what I like when you're at the service center, it tells you how many stalls are available. You can see the Brentwood one is very busy. We're all, there's only 1 of 6 stalls that are available. And I also like when we were on the way on our road trip, we typed in on on the internet, we typed in Tesla Supercharger Memphis. Tesla Supercharger, Jackson, Tennessee. And we knew where those superchargers were because they show up on the system. And Tesla has set up a website for each one of the superchargers where it'll tell you what restaurants are around there, any attractions. So you can figure out, your bathroom breaks. You can figure out what restaurants and food choices you have. Really cool. So we felt like on our road trip, it didn't take away from the trip because naturally we needed to take potty breaks and naturally we needed to eat. So we just built our supercharge, our recharging around the scheduling of that. So it was really cool. Long range versus short range version. A lot of you guys are looking for clarification. Should you wait? And we talked about how, hey, look, Tesla's going to take care of you. If you can't budget, don't squeeze so hard that you get yourself in some financial straits and troubles. But I do think if your only difference in features that you're looking at is long range or short range, I'm going to read a comment that we got from John Chang because I think he summed it up really well. It says, the 220 mile range for the 35,000 car means on a long, and he put in parentheses, 500 miles and greater trip, you'll be stopping every couple of hours to charge for 20 minutes. That gets old fast. So if you anticipate making frequent long highway drives, don't get the base battery unless you have an extra gas car you can use. It's better to get the $7,500 tax credit now and pay an extra $1,500 to get the long range version. If you can stomach paying the $5,000 for the premium package too, and you put in parentheses, the sound system is great, you'll certainly use the phone console, kids will love the USB ports in the back, and everyone will like the driver profiles, adjustable seats, the wood grain, and the glass roof. I agree with all that. And then he says, but if not, renting a gas car for a few trips a year still works economically.
Yeah, so if you have long range and you have the short range battery, you just go rent a car. That's
exactly right. And, and I had a car, both of our cars until this year, we had an 8-year-old car and a 12-year-old car. Guys, I was renting cars on road trips because all of our cars had gotten to the age where they were safe around town, but they were not safe, I felt, for a long road trip. So I don't think his advice is wrong. So thanks, John Chang.